As we continue to explore the global and national dimensions of emerging technologies, our next session focuses on the role of standardization and India's contributions in the field of IoT and telecommunications. It is my privilege to invite Ms. Namrata Singh, Director at the Telecommunication Engineering Center, Department of Telecommunications, Government of India, to present ITU Standards Development Process, Contributions from India. Ms. Singh, an officer of 2013 batch of the Indian Telecommunication Services, has over 8 years of experience in standardization of IoT, M2M, and other emerging technologies. May I now request Ms. Namrata Singh to take the stage for this session.
So, thank you for the kind introduction, and thank you, Professor Manivanan sir and IIT Madras for having me here. So, in my today's presentation, I will be covering what are the different initiatives taken by Government of India in the field of IoT and other emerging technologies, what is ITU and what is the standard development process in ITU. So, this is the brief about my organization. TEC, Telecom Engineering Center, is a technical arm of Department of Telecommunications and also the national standards body for telecom sector, which is entrusted with the responsibility of formulation of standards for telecom and related ICT sector. TEC provides technical inputs to DOT and other government organizations as well. TEC is responsible for implementation of mandatory testing and certification of telecom equipments. The TEC is also the nodal point for managing WTO TBT inquiry point for telecom sector, which coordinates with custom authorities on technical issues related to telecom products. TEC also assists Government of India in implementing and promoting its flagship programs such as Preference to Make in India and Production Link initiatives, and also evaluation of proposals which are received under TTDF, that is Telecom Technology Development Fund. TEC is also the nodal point for contributing to the standardization processes of international organizations like ITU, APT, ETSI, 1M, 2M, and other bodies. So these are the various initiatives which have been taken by Government of India through TEC or DOT in the field of IoT. Like national release of National Telecom M2M Roadmap in 2015, National Digital Communication Policy in 2018, KYC guidelines for M2M SIMs as well as embedded SIMs, 13-digit numbering schemes for SIM-based devices, adoption of 1M, 2M standards as natural standards for IoT, and recently government has also issued an advisory to all the government departments, ministries and organizations related to the deployment of 1M, 2M standard-based solution in their sectors. Then release of additional 1 megahertz spectrum band in the unlicensed sub-gigahertz band that has been now extended to 868 megahertz, and guidelines for registration of M2M service providers, WP and WLAN connectivity providers. And recently DOT has also released framework and guidelines for classification of critical sectors in M2M and IoT. For this, we have written to every ministry to identify the critical services in their sector and define benchmarks for them. So one of the important initiative is mandatory testing and certification of telecom equipment. With the objective to build a sense of trust in the ecosystem, Government of India has mandated testing and certification of each telecom equipment which is connected to the Indian telecom network, whether they are IoT devices or other devices. So testing is mandatory for the prior to their sale or use or import in India. We have prepared testing requirements in the form of essential requirements for these devices, and testing is already mandatory, which is done against the ERs having testing specifications related to EMI/EMC, safety, communication interfaces, internet protocol, IPv4, IPv6 versions, and then security. So till now, TEC has released 23 technical reports which have recommendations for the formulation of policy, standards and regulations covering various verticals such as power, automotive, remote health management, safety and surveillance, and also in the horizontal layer covering requirements which are common to all verticals. So these technical reports are highly informative document and they are available on TEC website. Any of the interested member may read. So it is now here worth mentioning that 7 of these technical reports have been recognized as global, as insightful technical resource at international level by ITU, and they have also published them on their global resource portal, which is Digital Transformation Resource Hub. This is the list of 23 reports. I'll just skip this one. This is one of the recent initiative which we have started. Like we have we are in the process of creating a working group on metaverse and its use cases for preparation of a technical report which will be aligned with the global standardization efforts. So the objective of this working group is to bring on board all the stakeholders which are working in the metaverse, AR, VR and virtual world, from academia, industry, startups, organizations, service providers, and government organizations to formulate recommendations which may be helpful further for the government for developing policies, standards, or regulations in this domain. Now, coming to the second part of my presentation, which is about ITU. ITU, International Telecommunication Union, it is the specialized agency of United Nations for Information and Communication Technologies, which works to facilitate peaceful relations through international cooperation and promotes economic and social development by means of efficient telecommunication services. So I will skip this slide in the interest of time. So the overall functioning of ITU can be broadly categorized into 3 sectors. ITU-T, which is the standardization sector, ITU-R, the radio communication sector, and ITU-D, the development sector. The ITU-T works through coordination among members to develop technical policy and regulatory frameworks in order to develop the telecommunication network and services that connect the world. And the main focus of ITU-R, that is the radio communication sector, is to work on the global usage of radio spectrum related aspects. And ITU-D, the development sector, it works to improve telecommunication infrastructure in the developing world. So as our main primary focus is on standardization sector, so I will just explain in brief what role does ITU-T plays. So one of the important goal of ITU-T includes development of interoperable, non-discriminatory and international standards in the form of ITU-T recommendations, with the aim to bridge the standardization gap between developed and developing countries, as well as facilitating international cooperation among international, regional and national standardization bodies. So coming to the very important question, like we are talking about standards since beginning. So what is the need of standards and why we are talking about creating standards at global level? So here is the answer. The standards are very essential for driving competitiveness, promoting efficiency and innovation, providing interoperability and economies of scale, so that we can get the solutions and services at lower prices and with the increased availability. So in a way, the standards are very much beneficial for all stakeholders, whether they are manufacturers, network operators, service providers, and even consumers. Now, this is the organization structure of ITU-T. So TSAG is the TSAG Telecom Standards Advisory Group is the apex body in ITU-T, under which various study groups exist. These study groups works on different focus areas, and under each study group there are multiple working parties, and under working parties there are various questions in which we submit contributions. And then over and above TSAC, there is WTSA, which is World Telecommunication Standardization Assembly. This event is held after every 4 years, which defines the structure and the roadmap for the study group activities for the upcoming 4 years. These are the key leadership roles which exist in ITU, such as chairman, vice chairman at study group level, working party level, rapporteurs at question level, editors, and our participation as delegates. So in the current ongoing study period, which is from 2025 to 2028, ITUT, the standardization sector, is currently having 10 study groups which are working on different focus areas. Among them, this study group 20 on IoT, digital twin, and smart sustainable cities and communities, study group 17 on security, and study group 21 on multimedia content delivery and cable television. These three are the important study groups in which the standards on metaverse are being developed at international level. So, just details about study group 20. Study group 20 works to develop standards on IoT, digital twin, metaverse, and its applications in smart cities and communities, including security, privacy, trustworthiness, and identification aspects of them. This is the structure of study group 20. Under study group 20, there are 3 working parties, and under these 3 working parties, there are 11 questions and, or focus areas in which we can submit contribution. Like question 2 deals with requirement, capabilities, and architectural framework of IoT and smart cities and communities. Question 5 deals with terminologies, definitions of emerging digital technologies. Question 9 deals with decentralized IoT, and similarly question 11 deals with digital agriculture. So we can submit our contributions in any of these focus areas as per our interest. Coming to the details on preparation of this contribution and how we can submit in ITU, few details about this. So ITU has a well-defined template and guideline for submitting contribution. Like you can see on screen, this is how the cover page of a contribution looks like. On the top left-hand side, it is having question, the focus area under which you are submitting the contribution, and then source, name of the organization from which from where the contribution is submitted, the title of the contribution, and then contact details of the proposers of those that contribution. Next is the abstract part. Abstract part is basically the summary that is around in one paragraph, which summarizes your proposal. And these are general guidelines, like contribution should be in the written form, clear, concise, and comprehensive in itself. It should contain 2 sections, one having the rationale or the discussion part, and another the proposal or the scope part, and other necessary details which are like supplementary informations, they can be added as a part of annexures. So I will skip few of them. So whenever we want to submit contribution in ITU, they can be submitted in 2 forms. One on the existing work item which has been created by some other country, or second option is that we ourselves can propose some new idea for creation of a new work item or a new draft recommendation in ITU. So whenever we want to submit contribution on a new work item proposal, we need to prepare 2 documents, one containing the baseline text or the baseline text having the overall outline of your contribution, what you are going to cover in the entire work item, and another document is on A.1 justification template, which has all the required justification for creating that work item. Like if there are some similar existing international standards in some other SDOs in ISO, IEC, or ITU or IEEE, so then they won't accept. So we should have a proper justification along with our proposal. So similarly, if in place of developing a standard, you want to develop a technical report or a supplement of use case, then you need to submit A.13 justification in place of A.1. This is the, yeah, I will just skip few slides. I will straightforwardly come how you can contribute to ITU. So this is just mapping of the international work in ITU with the ongoing work at national level. So corresponding to each ITUT study group, we are having national working group in TEC. Like National Working Group 20 is on IoT, digital twin, smart sustainable cities and communities. It is comprising of members from the stakeholders from industry, startup, academia and government. So contributions submitted by our members are first discussed at national level in NWG, and then through consensus they are submitted at international level, keeping in view the requirements of Indian telecom sector, as well as harmonizing the stakeholders' interests with the aim to develop standards at international level reflecting those requirements. These are few of our achievements, like TEC in collaboration with IIT Madras in this year has started efforts to develop standards in the emerging field of metaverse, digital twin and IoT. And following 7 work items, focusing on IoT-enabled well-being methods, metaverse-powered skill training system, metaverse experience system for tourist places, identity visualization in and across metaverse, IoT-based perishable goods monitoring system. These all work items have been approved based on our contribution in the recent ITUT meetings, and we are currently working on them in collaboration with the members. So these are some other noteworthy achievements, like India is holding several key positions in ITU. Many of our NWG members are working as editors of work item. And these are some of our contributions in the field of IoT and smart cities, which have already been published as ITU standards. And just to conclude my presentation, I must say that through the ongoing collaboration between TEC and IIT Madras, we will proactively participate and continue to submit contributions on metaverse-related new work items in the ITU with the vision to establish India's leadership at global level in metaverse domain. So as the standard development process is a collaborative process, I invite all of you to join the National Working Group and be the part of India's journey of moving towards standard-based sustainable ecosystem, keeping a strong presence at global level. Thank you. That's all.
We thank Ms. Namrata Singh for an insightful and informative session.